Good morning, students. Welcome to BSc 1 second semester environmental science class. So, in the last class, we were discussing some aspects of population and community ecology. So, yesterday we discussed about two things. One is the natality, natality. So, another aspect is population density, population density. So, today we are going to study another two more aspects, mortality and population growth. Population growth. So first let us discuss what is mortality. Mortality. So mortality refers to the number of deaths in population per unit time. Per unit time, how many deaths have occurred in a population per unit time. This is called mortality rate. So mortality rate can be calculated by using the formula d bar t. That is, d is the number of death in the time t. So here, to get the mortality rate, two factors are important. Number one is death number and number two, time. So mortality can be expressed in the following two ways. By two ways it can be expressed: minimum or specific or potential mortality. One type of mortality is what? Minimum, or it's also called as specific, or it is also known as potential mortality. What does it mean? It represents the minimum of theoretical loss of individuals under ideal or non-limiting condition. So this is very important. Non-limiting condition. When a population is exposed to non-limiting condition, no limits, no limits for their nutrients, no limitation for their environmental factors. Under such ideal condition, minimum number of minimum number of individuals are dying. That is called minimum or specific or potential mortality. Thus, even under the best conditions, individuals of a population would die of old age. See, under such condition, which individuals die? Usually of old age problem they die, and determined by their physiological longevity, and it is also determined by their physiological longevity, physiological condition of their body. Okay, so it is constant for a population. This is constant for a population. So for a particular population, this minimum or specific or potential mortality is constant. It is constant, right? So every time the number of this mortality rate is constant when the population is provided with all facilities under ideal condition. They show minimum number of death. That minimum number of death is a constant for a population. Different populations have different constant mortality rate. Okay, then another type of mortality expression is ecological or realized mortality. Ecological or realized mortality. What does it mean? It refers to the death of individuals of a population under existing environmental conditions. Under existing environmental conditions. This is very important. Since it varies with environmental conditions, it is never constant. Environmental conditions are not constant, not same in all the habitat. It may differ from habitat to habitat, it may differ. So it is never constant. The maximum mortality occurs at the egg, larval, seedling and old age. At what time, what stage of an individual mortality rate is more? At the egg condition. When parents lay egg, so eggs are what you call, they are unable to protect themselves from their enemies. So eggs are eaten up by their predators. Mortality rate is more maximum at egg condition. Next, larval condition. Larvae come out of the egg and they are also unable to defend themselves, protect themselves from their enemies. So at the egg condition, egg stage, larval stage, and seedling means, so seeds, when they sprout, that would be the seedling. They are also unable to protect themselves. Seedling condition and old age. So in old age also individuals are unable to protect themselves because of what? Because of low strength, because of diseases, because of low immunity. They are unable to protect themselves. Therefore, at these stages, the mortality rate is maximum. So mortality is affected by a number of factors. Mortality means death. So death of individuals of a population, it is affected by different factors. So which factors affect the rate of mortality? Density of a population. This is very important. Density is important. So if conditions are the environmental conditions are not sufficient to hold the existing density of population, automatically death happens. Death of the individuals may happen. So competition occurs. Competition among the individuals of a population for their food, for their shelter, for their existence. They compete among themselves, and which one is surviving? The one which is having more strength. The stronger can survive, the weaker may have to perish. They have to perish. So competition among the individuals may happen. Disease, predation, and environment, all these factors are important for mortality. If competition is more, then there will be more mortality. Disease is there, mortality is more. When predation is more, mortality is also affected. When environmental conditions are not favorable, in such condition also mortality rate is maximum. And density of the population, if it is more than the existing or available facilities, then there would be mortality of the individuals. So death rates vary among the species and are correlated with birth rates. So when the rate of natality is equal to the rate of mortality, the population is stationary. When rate of mortality is equal to the rate of natality, when birth rate is equal to the rate of death rate, then the population is at a static condition. It is stationary. No increase, no decrease. How many births have occurred, so many number of individuals are dying. That means the population is not growing. It's not showing any growth or reduction in the number of individuals, and this would be referred as stationary population. Then a births divided by death into 100, it is the birth death ratio, and it is called vital index. This is known as vital index of a population. The survival of individuals is more important than the death. So this is very important. Which is important? Death is not important. Survival is important. Survival of individuals is more important than death. Okay. So how many individuals are surviving? It depends on ecological conditions. Depends on so many factors. Food, available favorable conditions. So how many individuals can get sufficient amount of food? They can only survive. They can only survive. Those which are not getting food, they have to perish. They have to perish. Therefore, here death is not important. Survival of individuals is important. Okay. The number of birds in relation to the carrying capacity of the habitat is a fundamental factor influencing the mortality rate. So carrying capacity, you take any habitat, it would be having its own carrying capacity. What does it mean? What is the meaning of carrying capacity? Carrying capacity means the habitat would be having some amount of nutrients or energy content which is sufficient to sufficient to hold so many number of individuals. If the number of individuals goes beyond their capacity, they cannot survive. They have to perish. There would be competition. Suppose in a habitat the existing amount of nutrient is sufficient for 100 individuals, but only 10 individuals are there. What happens? The number of individuals increase up to 100. Okay, 100. Beyond that, food is not there. Automatically there would be competition for getting food. Because of competition, weaker would perish, stronger only can survive. So this is called competition for survival. Struggle for existence. Struggle for existence. So individuals struggle. They fight among themselves to survive. So weaker individuals die, stronger individuals can survive. So the carrying capacity of a habitat is very important in influencing the mortality rate. So this is about birth and death ratio. So next aspect of the population and community ecology is population growth. How population grows. So if you plot the data of population growth in a graphical manner, we can get two types of curves. One is S-shaped curve, another is J-shaped curve. S-shaped curve is called sigmoid curve, J-shaped curve is J-shaped. So population growth. The growth is one of the dynamic features of species. Growth is one of the dynamic features of species population. Dynamic features of species population. Population size increases in a characteristic way. Population size increases in a characteristic way. How? When the number of individuals of a population is plotted. When a number of individuals of a population is plotted on the y-axis and the times on the x-axis, a curve is obtained that indicates the trend in the growth of population size in a given time. This curve is called population growth curve. See, look here, there are two curves. See, this is y-axis and this is x-axis. Y-axis, x-axis. On y-axis, what is plotted? Number of individuals of a population, right? On x-axis, time. As time increases, the number of individuals of a population also increases. So if you plot this diagram, it would be S-shaped, either S-shaped or J-shaped. S-shaped or J-shaped. Why S-shaped curve has developed? So these two are different. Why these two are different? One is S-shaped, another is J-shaped. What might be the difference between these two population growth? That we shall discuss now. So there are two types of growth curves, sigmoid curve and J-shaped curve. When a few organisms are introduced in an area, the population increase is very slow at the beginning. In the beginning, this is called lag phase. What is this? Lag phase. So if some individuals are introduced in an area or in an habitat, at the beginning the growth rate is slow. Growth rate is slowly they grow, not very fast, very slow. So this is called lag phase. This is called lag phase. Lag phase. This one is log phase. This is stationary phase. Stationary. Okay. So now, okay, so lag phase. In the middle phase, the the population increase becomes very rapid. This is called log phase. And finally, in the last phase, population increase is slow down, and this is called negative acceleration phase until an equilibrium is attained. The population size fluctuates according to variability of environment. So initially the growth rate is slow, and this is called lag phase. After some time, the increase in the population is very fast, rapid, and this is called log phase. Logarithmically, their number is increasing, individual number is increasing. After a certain time, what happens? There will be a decrease in population growth. Then they attain and it attains a stability. Stationary phase. This is called stationary phase. Means birth rate is equal to death rate, so that the population doesn't show growth. The level beyond which no major increase can occur is referred to as saturation level or carrying capacity. This is called carrying capacity or saturation level. So beyond this level, the population doesn't show its growth. Carrying capacity of that particular area is saturated, reached its peak. In the last phase, the new organisms are almost equal to the number of dying individuals, and thus there is no increase in population size. In this way, one gets sigmoid or S-shaped growth curve. In this condition, the population growth would be S-shaped. This is lag phase, and this one is log phase. And this is stationary phase. Stationary phase. Okay. So this is S curve, one type of growth curve of a population. Next, a J-shaped curve. So the second type of growth curve is a J-shaped. Here in the first phase, there is no increase in population size because it needs some time for adjustment in the new environment. Soon after the population is established in the new environment, it starts multiplying rapidly. ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಸ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅದು ಆ ಏರಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ತೊಗೋತದೆ. ಟೈಮ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತದಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಅದರ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದರ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ಏರಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಹೊಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ, ಆವಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ಲಿ. This increase in population is continued till a large amount of food materials exist in the habitat. ಇದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಕೋತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಹಾರ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಫುಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೈಮ್, ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಸೈಜ್, ಫುಡ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಇನ್ ದ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್. ಈ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಫುಡ್ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಫುಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಈ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಜೆ ಶೇಪ್ಡ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಕರ್ವ್ ರಾದರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಸ್ ಶೇಪ್ಡ್. ಅಬ್ರಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಗ್ರೋತ್, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಜೆ ಶೇಪ್ಡ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಬರ್ತ್ ರೇಟು ಡೆತ್ ರೇಟ್ ಹಾಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಮ್ಮಿಂದೊಮ್ಮೆಲೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಗ್ರೋತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೋ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಫುಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಜೆ ಶೇಪ್ಡ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಕರ್ವ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಬ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತಾದ ನಂತರ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತು ನಂತರ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ವೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ facilities are exhausted, the growth rate is stopped. I mean, see, abruptly it is stopped. So this develops J-shaped curve. Thus, growth of a population shows two types of curves, S-shaped and J-shaped. In most of the cases, S-shaped growth curve is seen. In very few populations, very less populations, J-shaped growth curve can also be obtained. So this is about few aspects of population and community ecology. So yes, at the end of this chapter we can discuss few assignments. The first question is, what is mortality? What is mortality? Second one, write the formula used to calculate mortality rate of a species. Here I have noted. So used to calculate mortality rate of species. Okay. Third one is, explain sigmoid growth curve of a population. Explain sigmoid growth curve of a population. These are few assignments on this topic. So with this we have completed this chapter. Thank you.